Today we're doing a start series. So if you are a young athlete or an athlete in general looking to improve your sprint start, I'm going to walk you through my top 5 to 6 drills to implement to improve your sprint start. So we're going to do a transition with each one. So this is how I would start it. What I have here is a hurdle. You could flip the hurdles over if you have access to the hurdle. We're going to do a wall drill. If you don't have a hurdle, you could do this on the ground or you could do it against a wall. You just want to find this angle. This is the angle you want to find, right? And what I'm trying to do is work on triple extension. Straight. When I say triple extension, I mean I want to engage my ankle, I want to engage my knee, and I want to engage my hip, right? And then what I'm going to do is switch and pause. If you're doing this right, the knee shouldn't be bent like this. It shouldn't be like this, right? It should be straight leg action, and then I switch, right? This is what it should look like. And what you could do is you could do one switch at a time, or you could do multiple switch. So I would start with one switch, right? Just working on that angle that you're trying to be in for the sprint start or for your acceleration. So right here, if you want to do a double switch, this is what it would look like, right? And you do the same thing on the other side, right? Just like that. And in terms of which foot to put at the front, I would say practice both and see which one feels better to you. So the second one we're going to do here is a push-up start, right? What this is doing is teaching you how to push away from the ground behind you, getting your legs under you quickly. And that is a true indicator of a really fast start or good acceleration, is getting your legs under you quickly. So this is what it would look like. I come here and I push up and sprint out. So right here, I'll do it slow first so you guys can see. Push up, out. All right, that's what it should look like. Now, I'm gonna do it a little bit quicker. Good at it? Fingers are burning on my gloves. All right, so now I'm gonna do it a little bit quicker. Again, the goal is to push away from the ground quickly and get into your sprint. And I would do these as prep work before I start my actual sprint workout. So right here. Guys, as you notice, I'm not going very far. So this is about 10 meters. For all of these, you don't want to go any further than that. So that's the second one. Third one we're going to do is a fallen start. This one again is to reinforce ground contact. Teach you to get your legs under you quickly, right? So start line is here. And the good thing about this drill is your most dominant foot is always going to come to the front first. Unless you're elite, then you could manipulate which foot you want to come at the front. But if you're not elite and you're trying to find your dominant foot, let the body fall and the dominant foot will come to the front. So right here. And again, you notice I'm not trying to go far. I'm just trying to work on ground contact. Let my legs land on my body and do what it do. All right, so let's do it one more time. Again, you have to trust yourself. You have to let your legs land, right? Don't try to force it. Don't try to manipulate it. Just let the legs land. So I'm here. Fall forward. Let the legs land under your body. You know you got a good one when you feel like you're about to fall on your face, right? That is a trick. So let's move on to the next one. Next one we're going to do here is a crouch start. So for the crouch start, line is here. Right? What I'm doing is a crouch, so I want to load both legs. So the thing to know if you're in the crouch start position properly is if you feel like you're going to fall forward. So hero, come here. If this is a good test to test your athlete if you're in the crouch start position, right? So hero, come on this side. I'm going to hold the crouch start position and you just try to push me, right? So this is how you know if an athlete is actually loaded and ready to go. So just give me a slight nod on the shoulder. Hold on, let me get there first. So here, try it. No, not down, just push me from side to side. So you see, if you see that happening, that tells you that the athlete is not loaded. So watch when I load. Try again, hero. See that? I can hold myself. That means my feet are planted and I could actually push. So try to push again, hero. Right? Try to push, push. Right? See that? I can hold myself. If I'm not holding, back foot is not doing nothing, then I'm gonna fall over. Right? So that's what you want. Thank you. So right here, and again, what I'm trying to do is push out of the ground and drive. Right? That is the crouch start. There's multiple things you could do with the crouch start to reinforce acceleration. I like to do a crouch bound, so this is what it looks like. This is advanced drill, by the way. If you're not used to bounding, don't try this one. So I'm here, and what I'm gonna do is turn this into bounding, bent knee bound. So from here, right? I like to do that to reinforce ground contact, teaching myself to push away from the ground. All of these drills are building blocks to help you to improve your acceleration sprint start. Right? So I'm gonna do one for real now. So here, both legs are loaded, and pay attention if the athlete front foot is like that and the back foot is like that. That means they're not gonna get any push. You want a little bit of spacing in between, right? A little bit of space. Both legs are loaded. So watch me here, and I push and drive out of this. Right? That's what it looks like. And move on to the next one. Shout out to the cameraman. You guys don't understand how cold it is and you don't have no gloves on. Kind of like the first one when we are in the crouch position, but this time we go 3-point. So 1, 2, arm down, right? And then the same idea, you want shoulders going down the track. You don't want your feet too close together, and you don't want the front foot straight. You want both knees bend, knees pointing down the track, both legs are pushing you forward or horizontally, and then what you want to do is bound out of this. So I'm here, and then I would bound. Right? You start with the bounds first before we get into the actual 3-point start. So again, for reps and sets, if it's in your warm-up, don't do no more than 2 to 3 reps of each, depending on how you're feeling. So now we go with the real thing. Again, set my position, I load it, knees pointing down the track, everything pointing down, and I want to push out of this. Right? Another thing to make sure that you're doing is when you're doing all of these, it's about knee drive. When you do all of these drills, pay attention to what your heel is doing. No is out of any one of these positions, first initial move should not be this. Right? If you see an athlete doing that, you know they're not driving from the hips, they're not focusing on triple extension. Instead, heel should be low, knee should be driving forward. So it should look like this. Watch the difference. Drive, drive, drive. That's what it should look like. Right? And then from that, you could transition into the 4-point start, which is going to be the closest thing to the block start. So this is a no-no. When you go down for the 3-point, if you see an athlete doing this is a no-no. Right? Because when you get in the blocks, you're not starting like this. You start like this. Right? So you want to make sure you're always mimicking this angle. Never this. Right? So now we go 4-point. This is going to be the closest thing to the block start. So if you're trying to learn the block start or learning acceleration, practice the 4-point. 4-point means 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. Right? From here, mimic the position. So when I raise up, just like that. Right? Shoulders going down the track. Both feet are loading. I'm not trying to go up. I'm trying to go forward. Right? It should feel like you're going to fall forward. So for out of this, push and drive. Right? Okay. So you practice those and watch your start improve. You practice those and watch your acceleration improve. So guys, thank you for staying tuned to the Lifestyle Athletics YouTube channel. We have more informative videos coming your way. Right? I'm gonna show you guys what the cameraman looks like, guys. This is the cameraman. Man is frozen. His fingers are frozen. It's so cold out here. Y'all don't even understand. We do this for y'all.